Okay, I'll post some photos online here to show you areas of the face for the different face shapes, but we're going to talk about products and learning about contour products so that we can better assess what's going to work for each person and you know, what is good to carry if you're an artist. And yeah, let's roll. And this is going to be all about types of colors for contour products and types of products. Okay guys, so learning the types of products and consistencies and how they work on the face is a really important step to your makeup and makeup training. So contour kits are considered a staple now in most women's makeup bags, but it's certainly, if you're trying to do makeup artistry, is a must. You have to have some contour products. Celebrities have really helped this technique come into public eye. We all know about like Kim K and all of the contour things that have come out over the last few years. At one point we focused on smothering our face in bronzer, but carefully sculpting and shaping the face and shading the face has become a priority to becoming a skillful artist, and it's unavoidable for sure. And the main difference, let's talk about the main difference between contour and bronzer. Okay, so the main difference between contour and bronzer is that the color and the purpose. So bronzers are generally more warm toned. We use them when we want to make the skin appear sun-kissed. Technically, bronzers can be applied all over, but they're mostly safe for areas that the sun would naturally hit the face. So when you're going for a walk, it's going to hit here, it's going to hit the cheeks, it's going to hit the chin, all of those areas. So keep all that in mind when you're thinking about what colors and contour products to use as opposed to bronzers, because bronzers are about warming the skin and contours are about kind of chiseling out shadow and areas of the face to build depth into the face. So despite contour products, you know, similarity in maybe shade use and stuff like that, they couldn't really be more different, because most good contour products are often cooler instead of warm toned. This is because rather than bringing warmth and color to your complexion, they're meant to take it away. These types of products for contouring can vary all over the place between powder, cream, stick, liquid. The purpose is to mimic the natural shadows created from the angles of the face. Many have a cool undertone or even a grayer base almost. Different products are better suited for different parts of the face. For example, sticks are great for hard to reach areas like your nose, you know, the angles of your nose and so forth. So depending on your complexion and your skin type, you may decide to choose out different consistencies of products. For oilier complexions, powders might be the better solution here, and with drier skin you might lean towards more creamier substances, but these are not like hard and fast rules. There's, you know, bendability with that. Okay, so we're going to run through a list of stuff here. So finding the right and complementary shade can be tricky, especially on darker skin tones, you guys. Like, you have to make sure you're not making them look ashy as well. So you have to be careful and test the product to make sure it's not ashy. And remember that all skin comes in shades, but also different tones. So find that the right contour color or product might be a bit of a trial and error experiment. You might think you've got the right color and then it's just not the right color. So you have to test a little bit in order to see what's going to work or not. So contouring the nose especially, I've had models when working in the fashion industry really prefer not to have their noses contoured, even if they have a more prominent nose, because sometimes when you do contouring on the nose and it's slightly incorrect, it can make it look even more prominent or dirty. So if you're gonna go for nose contour, you had better be skilled at it, and you had better know exactly how to do your placement and not to overdo it, because I've seen it time and time again where it's overdone and very obvious, and to me it looks very, very unattractive. But I've also seen it done well and brilliantly, and has been an awesome thing to do on different nose shapes. So it very much depends on the nose shape, and you know, don't try to contour a nose where your skill level is not there and take photographs. You have to nail this, practice this, and make sure you're really comfortable with what you're doing. All right, so lighting is also something else to consider. Dimmer lights can handle stronger contour as opposed to a bright natural light, where too much contouring can look fake and contrived. So start with using products that are lightweight and easily made, natural, like a foundation that's deeper and cooler. So when you're starting out, my suggestion is to start just with deeper foundation shades, and then maybe move to concealer, and then move to contour products, just to get yourself warmed into it. If you're completely new to this whole process, it'll just hide mistakes a little bit better, and it'll warm you into the idea of what you're trying to do and not overwhelm you, because little subtle differences can also bring shadow. So I wouldn't start with really extreme contouring. I would start with gentle contouring and then build into more extreme chiseling. So once you've gone from that, you can move to like either wands or sticks. These are usually heavier because they have a specific ability to get into those hard to reach areas. Contour creams and palettes, they're really mainstream now in the industry, and they're very workable. So having a palette to blend colors out might be a perfect solution for you, because sometimes you're trying to graduate the color and you don't want just one color and then like deep here and light here. You might want to go into a little bit of a graduated effect. And again, I'll show you my palette, and I'll also link some of that below so that you guys can take a look at some of the contouring that I've done and see it in action. Okay, just before we get to the assignment, I just want to pull up a couple of possibilities here so you guys can take a look, okay? So as you can see, I've got two palettes. One of them is powder that has both contour and highlight, and this one has both color correctors, and the bottom row here is contour highlight. These are creams, these are heavy creams, and I use this palette today on my own face for contour, and I like it very much. So that's a possibility. And then, you know, just comparing this, like, let's just compare it to like a Patrick Ta. This is one of his bronzers, and in this kit here, he's kind of riding the wave of being on the borderline. Like, this balm is actually got a little bit of coolness to it, whereas this bronzer warms it back up. So he's kind of doing a riding the wave of possibly be able to do both with those actually. But well, you can tell here with this MAC shimmer powder how warm that is for being a bronzer highlighter product. And so there's so many different products to choose from for you guys. The product list is endless, but in terms of assignment, what I want you to do is try some different products from foundation, concealer, contour stick, and contour if you've got a contour palette, and get a feel for what each can do. Determine that the correct tone for your skin and what's going to work best for a contour tone. What I want you to do is practice that on yourself, and I will put videos in the description box that will help you with the application procedure itself. And then what I want you to do is, once you've determined the correct tone, reflect, try a few shades deeper, try a little bit cooler, try more neutral, and see where your cheekbone is here. I just want to quickly show you something. So when you touch and you put two fingers here, you could feel where the bone caves into, the cheekbone caves into the this area here. And with that, what you can do is kind of touch in here, and when you're creating your kind of contour color, I like to push back this baby hair right here, push it forward, and oftentimes it actually creates where your contour should go. It kind of rides right underneath. It's like a little triangle right here to build that bit of depth in the cheekbone area, and obviously like for balancing out your hairline and on your jawline as well. It's already on my jawline. So these are subtle things. I don't like it to look, you know, super strong, but it just depends on the look you're going for. And so your assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to play with contour and try to determine what your best tone and favorite products are to work with and what might be working best for your skin type. So thanks you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. We're obviously going to be handling the next magical thing, which is going to be how to apply the products on certain face shapes so that you're clued in as to where to put it.